Hello everyone, welcome back to another random Friday. I've got a few bits and pieces for you to look at today. Some plants, a pen, parallel pliers, these are Bernard's, and a couple of books. And what we'll do is we'll start with the pen. So what we have here is a Pilot V7 high-tech point 0.7mm tip pen. Oh, God blimey, if I can open it, there we go, looks a nice thing. I haven't written anything with it yet, guys. I got it from work on Thursday this week because we had a seminar stroke, meeting stroke course that was supposed to be, let me get this right now, how to be, insert company name, but it turned out just to be a brainstorming buzzword-a-thon. And to be honest with you, it was ridiculous. They'd gone to all the expense of having a very expensive little booklet made up that was like, you know, very few words but lots of flashy photos in it, big thick pages. Basically it was like a toddler's book, the sort of thing you give to a toddler to read. So we sat down at this meeting, they handed out the books, and I'm like, okay, had a quick flick through it, alright then. So Dave introduced the course, blah blah blah, etc etc etc. Okay, well, it says here we've all got to read a page. So I'm like, really? So he says to the guy next to me on my left, oh, you can read the first page. So I'm like, okay. So he read the first page, then the second page, blah blah blah. That was me. I didn't have my glasses, but I made a, you know, a good effort at it, trying to read it. And then it was just ridiculous. After that, I said, okay, we're going to spend 5 minutes on the first exercise here. I want you to come up with some buzzwords for. I'm like, yeah. And I didn't get involved. I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest with you guys. It was just ridiculous, really. So that was 2 hours wasted, I think. Anyway, 2 hours wasted thinking up buzzwords. Some of you will remember the cup and saucer planter that Mrs Rathbone brought home from work the other week. Well, she's actually now installed some succulents in here. I bought these aloe veras home. Well, I'm assuming they're aloe veras anyway, but I bought these aloe veras home from work the other month. They were quite a lot smaller. They're doing really well now, actually. As you can see, they're even starting to put out some small little baby ones here. So they're doing all right. They're really enjoying their time in the cup and saucer. There was because it was a large pot of them at work, and we broke them up into lots of little plants. There's still a large one at work there somewhere. There was one actually growing out of the bottom of the plant pot, and I have that in another plant pot on the windowsill here. And here it is. As I say, this little fellow was busy growing out from underneath the bottom of a plant pot, at one of these slots just here, like there's a little hole in the bottom of the plant pot, and he was climbing up the side of it like this here. I didn't know if it was going to survive or not, and I put it in as you can see, some compost here, and I kept watering it and watering it, and it's as you can see, it's sprouting up and it's starting to come upright like it should do. You can see how this one's curved because it was growing up the side of the plant pot. But yeah, they're all doing okay now, guys. Back in the very late 1960s, very early 1970s, I can't remember exactly when, but I'm thinking possibly 69, 70, maybe earlier than that. I can't remember. I got one of these given to me. Magnets, Bulbs and Batteries, a Ladybird Junior Science book. I thought, oh, that looks interesting. Yeah, it is interesting, but it's kind of, it would be frowned upon today. I can assure you of that. Let's have a look. So it tells you about, you know, batteries and bulbs and magnetism. It's quite an interesting little book. Let's have a look here. Magnets, bulbs and batteries again. I picked this particular one. This is not my original one. I picked this one up off of eBay the other year for about £1.99. It's in very good condition. I was quite pleased to get it for that price because I've seen them going for a lot more than that. So you can see the little children here learning about their bicycle light, putting a battery in it and what have you. Magnets they're learning about here. Again, they've got some corks with tacks in the bottom, learning all about, you know, magnets and sailing boats around, pushing a magnet underneath the tray here as the corks are floating around. Compasses we're learning about here. What else we got? Oh, lighting. So you guy, the lad is connecting a bulb in this lighthouse here to some batteries, and on it goes, all different things like making lights and what have you. Morse code here, the signal to their friend across the street. You can see how it all works, switch on and off. But anyway, it gets a bit more interesting than that. The nanny state would not like children doing things like ripping batteries apart. Yes, encouraging children to rip batteries apart, look, to make your own battery out of a lemon by the looks of it. So they've got it all taken apart here, look, as you can see. Oh god, the nanny state would have this book would be actually banned today, I'm sure it would. You know, encouraging kids to do this. Wait a minute, there's more electromagnet stuff going on here. Little railway. I had a railway when I was a kid. Little clockwork train. Funnily enough, I found that the exact same clockwork train I had as a kid at the boot sale the other week, and I wish I'd have bought it now. But anyway, moving on. They're showing you how to make your own electric motor here, look. Very basic electric motor, but it works. Electroplating, that's interesting. Etc. on it goes. I found an up-to-date version of this in the charity shop last year sometime. 101 things to do in a shed. So this must be aimed at, you know, the adult male, I guess. Hours of fun for boys of all ages. Yep, there we go. What we've got in here then, let's have a look. I think you've more or less got a similar thing here, how to make stuff. Yeah, you can make all sorts of stuff with this. Measuring, nailing, screwing and gluing. There's quite a lot of things in this book actually, guys. Here we have the nanny state page. Might want to take a look at that before we continue. How to make a kaleidoscope. Now you've got the electric model railway signal here, which is exactly the same as the one found in magnets, bulbs and batteries. Look, exactly the same idea, so that's probably where he's got it from, I guess. Make your own box cart. That looks interesting. Flat kite. Here's a very good one. The spring trap car. How to make a car out of a rat trap or a mouse trap. Yikes, nanny state. On the next page we have boomerang. I remember this from another Ladybird book that I had as a kid. You can see how you launch it down here. Unfortunately it mentions throwing weapon. Oh dear. You also have adjustable stilts. If you want to go around, you know, walking on stilts, make yourself a little bit taller. If, like me, you're a bit of a short arse, then something like this would be quite handy, I think. Scarecrow. Rope ladder and swing, it says here. What's that all about? Doesn't really tell you much about it. Potter's wheel. And of course here we have the matchstick models, tips and tricks. I have not read this yet. I don't think it mentions anything about setting fire to it all, but that would be fun. Does anyone remember making the cotton reel car as a kid? I certainly do. I remember that back in the day. Yes, it goes on and on. There's quite a lot of interesting stuff in here. Tool cabinet. Sort of thing my late father would have been interested in, making a tool cabinet to keep his woodwork tools in. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff in here, including the old-fashioned catapult. Remember those? When you used to carry one of those in your back pocket? Awesome. Yep, time was when a boy's pocket only carried the essentials of life. Catapult. I remember that. I was at school doing all sorts of weird stuff with elastic bands and bits of cardboard and what have you. Bird boxes. Yeah, so both of these books are quite interesting, really. This one I find to be an excellent reference book for my current job. Actually, it's very useful for that. Getting a little more sensible now, guys. There's this pair of Bernard pliers here, which I picked up at the boot sale for 20 pence, I believe they were. When I got them, I noticed that, as you can probably see here, that the jaw for a parallel pliers isn't particularly very parallel, as you can see. And I thought, I wonder if that's, I'm sure it can be fixed. But let's have a look what the problem is. Well, you can see there's a screw holding it together here. There's a rivets through here, but there's a screw through the hinge here on that side and a rivet on that side. There's a screw on this side here, as you can see, but this one has been bashed and riveted over on the other side. What we have here, of all things, very usefully in such a high stress area, is an aluminium rivet. Now that's brilliant. An aluminium rivet in such a, a high stress area. As you can see, it's not doing anything at all. It's in fact bent the rivet just here. So I'm hoping that I've got some M4 screws here. I've got a couple of M4 screws. This is just one of them. I'm thinking these are more or less the right size. So when I renovate this tool, I'm going to take out this screw here, certainly remove this aluminium rivet here, and clean it all up and reassemble it with these screws and nuts, and hopefully I'm hoping to make it as good as new, guys. Interestingly, you probably can't see it here, but we have a little crown mark stamped in here. I think there's some letters after that, and then we have what appears to be 1939. So I've been trying to find out what the crown mark means. If you guys have got any idea, please let me know. So it's not very clear as to you know, what it is here, but I'll pop you in a photograph just here so you can actually see what's going on just here. But it's got the crown mark 1939, I believe, just there. When we clean it up, we'll find out a bit more. I think over here somewhere, on here, we have the patent date, which is 1913, so 17th of June 1913 is the patent date on this little fellow here. So you can see how badly misaligned the jaws are because of this aluminium rivet here, which isn't doing a great deal at all, and I can assure you it will be coming out of here along with this screw just here, because it looked like they clean up very nicely, I hope. Yeah, quite interesting. Bernard pliers. These are 5.5 inch. I think the model number is 109. Alrighty guys, well I hope you enjoyed today's Random Friday. Sorry there wasn't one last week, but once again I can be exceedingly busy at work, and obviously sometimes I don't particularly want to stand here for ages doing videos, although I enjoy doing them. So I hope you'll forgive me for that one, guys. Let me know what you think, especially if these are interesting reference books here. So alright guys, hope you enjoyed the Random Friday today. Hope you'll come back another week, hopefully next week, I don't know, but whenever there's another Random Friday, I'll hope you'll come along and take a look at it, and I'll catch you later on then, guys. Thanks for watching.